Hey friends, so today we're doing something a little bit differently. You're going to take notes on your notes page and then you're going to fill in the blanks as I talk you through this multiplication worksheet. A tip that you're going to need, you can push the space bar, the long button at the bottom of your keyboard, to push pause. So when I say push pause, you're going to push that space button and it will automatically stop your video. So when I say push pause, you need to push the button and then stop and fill in the blanks as we go along, or draw pictures, whatever I ask you to do. But essentially the idea is whatever I write on this video on my paper, you need to be writing on your paper. So let's get started. We're going to be discussing multiplication. We're going to look at some vocabulary and some examples. You all have done a little bit of this in second grade, but we're going to really hit it hard in third grade. So, multiplication is where we have groups and the number of objects in each group to find the total number of objects. So what you need to do now is push pause, push the space button or push the pause button, and you will be able to fill in the blanks. And then you need to write groups, objects, and then total number of objects in the blanks on your sheet. Okay, everyone should have groups, objects, and total number in your blanks on your sheet. Now we're going to move over here. This is an example of the main idea behind multiplication. What we're trying to do is trying to find the total number of objects in a given problem, and we're going to be using equal groups. That's how we're going to find them. So let's look at this example. This says JoJo has 3 buckets of toys. There are 4 toys in each bucket. How many toys does JoJo have in all? So let's draw a picture of this. Using our good solving word problem model, we're going to draw a picture. So JoJo has 3 buckets of toys. I'm going to draw 3 buckets. Don't be perfect, but you need to draw 3 buckets. So if you need to push pause and draw 3 buckets, I want you to do that now. So push pause and draw 3 buckets. When you're finished, you can push the space bar again and it'll start playing. Now we need to look and see, or draw. It says that each bucket has 4 toys. So let's draw 4 toys. So I'm going to draw, what am I going to draw? JoJo really likes tennis balls. So I'm going to draw 4 tennis balls in each bucket. Now, the question says, how many toys does JoJo have in all? So that's the total amount. Now, on small problems like this, we can count, right? We could count and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? We could do that. That's the goal. But when we have bigger numbers, we need a quicker strategy to get there. It's going to take a long time to count all of those items, all of those objects. But this is the main idea. We want to take groups and equal groups. Their groups have to have the same amount of objects in each one, and then we can find the total amount. So what this looks like, what we really did here, we did repeated addition, didn't we? We said 4 plus 4 plus 4. The total number of objects, it's equal to 12. Another way we can write that is we have, how many groups do we have? 1, 2, 3 because there were 3 buckets, and there were 4 toys in each bucket. 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So we're going to practice this a lot more, but let's look at some vocabulary. So with multiplication, we have a factor times another factor, and that's equal to our product, which is the total number of objects. So in your space, I want you to push pause, and you're going to write factor times a factor is equal to a product. So everyone push pause and do that now. Now, after you have that written down, let's look at some definitions, okay? A factor is a number that we multiply by another number to get a product. So in this example, the one above, 3 times 4 equals 12, when we were thinking about JoJo and her toys, 3 is a factor, 4 is a factor. They're the numbers that you're multiplying together. And then 12 was our product. That's the total number of tennis balls that JoJo had. So a factor times a factor is equal to a product. The product is always the total number of objects we are counting in whatever scenario we're given, okay? The product is the answer to a multiplication problem. It's the total number of objects. We know that the sum is the answer to an addition problem. The difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. The product is the answer to a multiplication problem. And then quickly, to finish up this sheet, we know that I'm telling you, multiplication is the same as repeated addition. We did this in 2nd grade. We know that 3 times 4, that means there's 3 groups and 4 objects in each group, and it can go the other way around. It's multiplication is like addition. You can flip-flop your numbers, but in this case, we want to read it this way first. So there's 3 groups and 4 objects in each group. So we would have 3 groups of 4, so we're adding 4 together 3 times. And the total number of objects would be 12 because 4 plus 4 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12. So the total number of objects is 12. So everyone needs to fill that in on your sheet. Push pause. Now, for this last part, it says complete the multiplication in repeated addition sentences. So look at your multiplication sentence. We have 4 times 5. So 4 groups of 5. So how would we fill that in? Does anyone have a guess? You can go ahead and fill this in and then check your work. We would have 4 groups of 5. So I'm going to be adding 5 together 4 times. The total number of objects, we just skip count by 5s for this one. So we'd have 5, 10, 15, 20, because we skip counted by 5 4 times. So the total number of objects is 20. And then for 3 times 8, we have 3 groups of 8. So we're going to be adding 8 together 3 times. So that total number of objects, we have to do a little math here. 8 plus 8 is what? 16. And then we have 16 plus 8. 6 and 8 is 14. 24, so the total number of objects is 24. So make sure you fill this in. If you can do the math in your head, that's great. You don't have to write this down, but you must fill in the blanks. Okay, must fill in the blanks. Hope this is a good introduction. Your paper needs to look like my paper, and we'll continue to work on this.